Hey guys, Thick Baloney here. I'm very new to this whole YouTube thing. I just had to clear a whole bunch of space on my phone just to be able to make this video, but that's neither here or there. I will not be recording and posting content on the weekends. Those are days for myself where I can just kick back and relax. But yeah, I'll be posting videos mainly through the weekday. Today I wanted to talk about Stoicism. I know that like nowadays, especially in like 2024 to like 2025 or within that year, um, and maybe even the beginning of 2023, the whole Stoicism thing kind of got blown out of context. It got kind of weird. It got weird. It was like this whole like not showing emotions thing, being a very based individual and whatnot. But before I get into that, we have the Bussies Tumblr again, and I got a new tea. It's a cinnamon horchata by um, cinnamon horchata by Yogi. And I also so it's supposed to help with sleep, and I also put in a stress relief one in there as well. But here are the messages here. If I can get them to focus. Oh well. Okay. We have appreciate yourself and honor your soul. And then we have be kind to others, but always be compassionate to yourself. It's a really good combination here. It's very nice. Very nice. So yeah, let's get into it because I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very simple, and I will be pulling out some um, samples and examples of what I mean by today's topic, which is going to be simple stoicism. This might not hit everybody, but I definitely think that if you're a person who went through what I went through, you're definitely going to um, see how this can help you in a very simple way. So, a little bit of context for me, it was 2020, the whole pandemic thing happened, and I was doing online school. So, in the beginning, um, this the start of my I guess I would have to say meditations, because that's what it was. So in the beginning, so it was 2020, and I was doing school online because of the pandemic, and it made me angry because it was very hard to do schoolwork. It was very hard to do schoolwork um, online because I liked having a teacher. I liked having a teacher there. Another thing that I was dealing with was I was preparing to move to a new. I was getting ready to graduate and get my degree. And I had failed a couple. I think I failed like one class. And college was so confusing to me, man. All I did was just be like, all right, I'm just going to do everything that I can as possible, as much as possible, to make sure I don't fail anything. But trying to do all these online classes and not really going to a place like the campus was difficult. I was just at home. And yeah, another thing that was happening was after I got my degree, I was moving to a new state, far away from my hometown, far, far away from my hometown. So I had a lot of things that I was dealing with, and a lot of things that I was keeping to myself. I was 19 to 20 years old, and I just had so many variables to deal with between work and like not even really work, but just like going back to work. I think like 2020 was around the time where we could go back to work a little bit, but yeah, going back to work and then dealing with school. So those things were a lot, and then preparing to move to a new state. So that means having a new job and stuff like that. My degree is really something that, um, I mean, it's an associate's in art, so I just have my associate's degree, and yeah. So I was dealing with that. I got some ink on me from my fountain pen. Got a new fountain pen. Um, so I was having to deal with that, and there was a lot of anger that was coming up, and it was frustrating. And so then what happened was I went onto YouTube and looked up motivational quotes. And to me, I didn't really want to like feel anything. I was like, what's something that I can tell myself that can help me push through? And that's when I came across quotes from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. And they all were clicking, and the whole I got into like watching some of Ryan Holiday's podcasts. He's very popular in the Stoic community, and I don't agree with everything that he says, but when you follow Stoicism just through the books and the information that we have very loosely in a self-help kind of way, you do what you can. So um, this is my meditations book. I have dog-eared it pretty. It looked more like a dog chewed on it, more likely. And then I also, this is Meditations by Gregory Hayes. This is a good translation. I've tried Penguin's translation. It wasn't that easy. And then I have The Art of Living, the classical manual on virtue, happiness, and effectiveness, and it's got some discourses of Epictetus in here. It's mainly about Epictetus. It's by uh, Sharon LaBelle. I might be saying that wrong, but I've also dog-eared this pretty crazy as well. And what I really like about this one is that it's really short. But yeah, it was stoicism for me was trying to figure out what's in my control and what's out of my control. So, what's in my control? Control. What's not? And with that came this sense of calm. I became calm. I responded, not reacted. And it also allowed me to enjoy life more by, well, I guess I can say enjoy life, not fear death, because like the whole being scared of dying thing is like a lot of what a lot of people struggle with. So yeah, I like when what it was a way to help me stay calm, not take things so seriously, like, well, in the right situations, like, oh, not crying over spilled milk and pretty much the glass is half full always, or for example here, this is something Epictetus um, was talking about, is like the value that you put into things. I really wanted a fountain pen, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I got the fountain pen and it's just a pen, you know. I mean, it's definitely a learning curve, and I'm enjoying that. But if I were to lose either of these pins, or my watch, or my phone, like, it's not something that I'm just gonna, like, cry about or hold on to for too long. I'm gonna let it go, because, like, in reality, these are pins. I have a whole bunch of them here, and so many more, just like, and they're all different types, and it shapes like, what are you putting your time into. So it was never ever about being a dominant person over somebody. It was never about not talking to anybody. It was never about being some stone. It wasn't about any of that. I mean, like, when you gotta understand. Well, I don't wanna preach, but just to let you know, like, meditations is Marcus Aurelius's journal, and we're benefiting from it because he was an emperor in Rome, and dealing with the plague, and having a crazy son, and so many different things. And when you get this book, usually, like, where you get into the meat and potatoes is when you start book 2. And a big one for me, because I was working in retail, was just working with those people. Like, everybody has those times of working with people that they don't like working with, or somebody who can be a handful or a lot. Like, we always have to deal with that. And Stoicism has helped me become a team player with people who just think differently from me, or can't think that far ahead, or can't think at all. It happens. It happens. And so it also has taught me patience. I might have spelled the wrong kind of patience there, but it's okay. It's okay. I have context to help me. So what is Stoicism to me? What's in my control and what's not in my control? It helped me become, respond and not react, enjoy life, not fear death, and be more patient. I mean, there's a lot of benefits. I don't even really need to make a new note here, but patience, yeah, working with other people that are a little bit more difficult to deal with. So, I mean, moving on to a new point here, I will say that, like, if you're having a bad day, you can rely on Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius to get out of your head a little bit, because there's a lot to juggle in life. There's so much to juggle in life, and when you get through from reading these, they just kind of become a tool for you to use on how to deal with everyday life. And you know um, things are pretty crazy. They're pretty crazy. So yeah, yeah. Like these books are gonna, like, help you realize that everything is gonna be okay. It was hard to get into the discourses of Epictetus and stuff like that. And again, in my last video, I've talked about what it's hard of, like, you know, it's hard. It's hard to figure out what's in your control and what's not in your control. And there's actually a good part in Epictetus in here I might read to bring that out. So, having a bad day. Read Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, or I'm just going to abbreviate it, The Art of Living, Epictetus. Yeah. I don't know how. Yeah, I've even double dog-eared on some of these things. Uh, oh yeah, here's a short one. Accept events as they occur. Don't demand or expect the events to happen as you wish them to. Accept events as they actually happen. That way, peace is possible. So that, to me, for me, um, whenever you have something planned and something that you plan doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. And it also, like, look, it goes back to being calm. Peace is possible when you don't have a high expectation of things going your way. When we're kids, we get what we want because we don't know how to survive, and our parents are helping us out with that. But when we get into, like, being a teenager, and then, like, after being a teenager, all of a sudden we're an adult, and then before you know it, we're grandparents or what have you. It goes by fast, and, the the things that you go through life will definitely make you feel alive because you'll feel so many emotions, so many senses, and yeah, and this page here is also connected to respond and not react. So, something didn't go my way. I'm not gonna cause a scene. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna, take my time. Take in the moment, and give myself some space to think about this or be with myself about it, and then I'm gonna have a response instead of reacting. So just giving myself some time. Sometimes, like, there's so many things happening, we forget to give ourselves a minute to ourselves. So remember to give yourself some space and give yourself some time for yourself, no matter how long it may be. Sorry, I got beard hair all over here from my beard. Sorry about that. Give yourself some time, some space, and give yourself a space for your time so that you can, come back to yourself and know that everything is going to be okay. Yeah, events don't hurt us, but our views on them can. Oh, that person did that to me. I mean, let's go back to that. Because, okay, events don't hurt us, but our views on them can. Things themselves don't hurt us or hinder us, nor do other people. How we view these things is another matter. It is our attitudes and reactions that give us trouble. See, and that's what I find this so amazing, is because, like, I, for a second here, just thought, like, oh my gosh, I just totally, oh man, I hope that wasn't in frame, but I hope it wasn't in frame, but yeah, I just totally was over here like, oh man, I don't even know if my point I was just on is connected to this or not, but it is, I'm going to continue reading. Therefore, even death is no big deal, and in of itself, it is our notion of death, our idea that it is terrible, that terrifies us. There are so many different ways to think about death. Scrutinize your notions about death and everything else. Are they really true? Are they really doing you any good? Don't dread death or pain. Dread the fear of death or pain. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Oh, isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? That's so amazing. Yeah, this book has helped me a lot. When I moved far away from my hometown into a new state where I was trying to figure out how to go about getting a job, how to move out of my girlfriend's parents' house, man, like I just felt so lost. But I mean, I brought these two books with me and I just kept cracking them open and just kept pushing forward, sometimes keeping my head down, but I also like made sure that I was, you know, living life as well because, that goes to my next point, This is a great book, by the way. Here, I'll hold this here for a second. Great book. Amazing book. Get this book. um but like when you read the meditations, especially along with how to think like a Roman emperor. I haven't cracked this open too much, but from the bits and pieces that I have read from this, it is extremely depressing what Marcus Aurelius went through. I don't think that men or women need to suffer in silence. Remember, paper's always going to be patient, more patient than any person can be. Crumple it, uncrumple it, do what you want. So there's so many, like the first book and within this is definitely about his backstory, and then it definitely goes into the meditations after that. But yeah, it's really good. Some of it you will have to decipher because it's vague. It's also ancient. Uh, it's a language that's definitely not English, so it's been translated over time. But this is definitely a good translation. But yeah, back to my point about working with people that can be a little difficult. Just keep in mind that this kind of top part here, this top right part here. I think about this a lot. I think this is like anybody who's like into this, whether they're into it for a bad reason or a good reason, I don't really care as long as they have this little blurb to let the day be more peaceful with them and to others around them. So be it. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surely. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own, not of the same blood or birth, but the same mind, and possessing a share of the divine. And so none of them can hurt me. No one can implicate me in ugliness, nor can I feel anger at my relative or hate him. We were born to work together like feet, hands, and eyes, like the two rows of teeth, upper and lower. To obstruct each other is unnatural. To feel anger at someone, to turn your back on him, these are obstructions. So what I take from this mainly is like, oh, I have a coworker, or I deal with a customer, or I am going out into the world myself as a customer, dealing with the cashier or someone working at the place, or a family member, or even animals. You know what I'm saying? And this will keep in mind, like it says, the divine is up to debate of what it talks about. I think like for like Marcus Aurelius times, it's like his sort of heaven or what have you. I'm not 100% sure, but when I think about it, like everybody has something going on. Everybody has something going on in their life, and we do not know what's going on in their life. We really don't know. And so my advice would be like, look, if you're working with someone or you're having a customer that is just not on the same page, they're not trying to work as a team, if they're not trying to work as a team and work together to accomplish a goal, whether it's getting the job done or getting a customer what they need, then then it's best that you keep the peace with yourself first. Keep the peace with yourself first, and then if you keep the peace with yourself, then you have no fault to be blamed at. Like, know that, like, if you have that sense of, I think it's sympathy for someone to be like, hey, look, I know that you might have something going on with your day, then by all means, when you have that, like, sense of understanding or some sense of care or peace, overall just peace, keeping in mind that everything is going to be okay, then um, you are able to move on in life or past that moment. And you're trying to keep your emotions in check. You're not going to try and react no matter how much the Karen is in your face about something. You're just going to keep cool, man. Just keep cool. It can be difficult, but most of life is temporary. A whole segment of temporary moments. Take a sip of tea. Yeah, to be honest with you, I haven't cracked this book open. Like I'll go in here and like reread it every now and then and come across a new thing that I'll dog ear. Or dog tag. I should have done a little bit better with where it's at. Sometimes um, I'm just like, oh man, like this whole page is good. I have no idea. Yeah, here we go. If you do the job in a principled way with diligence, energy, and patience, if you keep yourself free of distractions and keep the spirit inside you undamaged, as if you might have to give it back at any moment, if you can embrace this without fear or expectation, can find fulfillment in what you're doing now, as nature intended, and in superhuman truthfulness, every word and every utterance, then life will be happy. No one can prevent that. So, like, when I think about this, just thinking about it from a Marcus Aurelius perspective, right? These journal entries is probably something from something that he was dealing with in a day. Like, if you're thinking about it from a historical perspective, like this is a human. This isn't some Giga Chad who's like trying to be some sort of influencer online or trying to manipulate anybody in any kind of way. This is somebody who's like, this is as if, like, you know respects out to him, and I hope this is not negative, but like, this is as if, like, I'll give you an example. For me, this is with studying. Like, I did not want to study today. I just wanted to get to my YouTube video and, just hang out with you guys and have it just be. But I knew that if I just really put my energy into it and just be patient with myself, like, I will actually be able to get better work done. Sometimes, like, even when you're trying to get things done, oh, here's the book, by the way. When you're trying to get things done and you're like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this, and they keep stacking up on each other, and you just don't have the energy to do so, just do what you can. Do what you can. Oh, you know, like, especially if you're somebody who creates things or in your hobbies, like, you just do what you can. Like, today, like, I didn't study for 2 hours. I didn't study very long. Um, but my mindset is like, oh, like it's a Monday. We all know how Mondays are with work and whatnot. So, um, yeah, I'm not gonna push myself too hard. I want to be able to give myself like the right energy for it. Do I believe that I took the best notes of today? Probably not, but hey, man, like I started getting into it and started crushing it, and like when I felt kind of depleted and felt like I only had energy to do this, I just went to it. Same thing with like doing your laundry. It's like you can let your laundry sit there and sit there. Oh, now you finally cleaned it good, and now it's all dried and ready to be folded and hanged, and like, oh, and then you just let them sit there again because it's way easier to go to Burger King and eat delicious Burger King and watch anime or a movie or any kind of entertainment. But yeah, yeah. Um, Real quickly, I went to the grocery store. I'm gonna try this new technique. I saw the couple of people that I saw watch online who do journaling and planning stuff. They have notebooks where they put them sideways, so there's nothing but lines on here. So I mean dots on here. So I'm just gonna work with it that way. So I went to the store. All right. Yeah, I bought my usual stuff. So, bought simple foods. But guys, you want to know what I also did? I bought Oreos and a new syrup for my coffee. My espresso. It's instant espresso. I can't figure out the machines, but yeah. Oh my gosh. When I tell you, oh, and I figured out a new snack that I like, sun chips, which might change later on, and hummus. Red pepper. Oh yeah, so good. I also got my chicken and rice. Had a restock on that. Also, when it comes to going to the store, make sure that like you check out other stores for like cheaper things. Like you gotta understand, you should make a day out of grocery shopping if you can, or just shop at the like what you can afford. But like sometimes, man, like I bought some chicken thighs. I bought chicken thighs, and it was $10 for the chicken thighs. I cooked the chicken thighs. I chopped them up, dude. That was only gonna last me for a week, so I had to buy chicken breasts. And usually I wouldn't do this, but the chicken breast was on sale and it was gonna go bad that day, but I went ahead and I bought it, and now I'm gonna have chicken for like the rest of this month, probably going into uh, half of next month as well. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Oh, and I also bought oatmeal for my breakfast because I was getting kind of tired of uh, I was getting tired of rice cakes and peanut butter. But, dude, you can put peanut butter in your oatmeal. Oh, man, it makes it really, really jam packed with things, man. It just, and some chocolate chips. This right here, way better than the gas station chicken sandwiches I was getting pretty much every morning. Every morning. So, yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, man, things are slim, but I'm getting by. I went ahead and got a pack of ramen noodles. I'll be honest with you. I might. Oh, and I got like 2 frozen pizzas as well. Like I'm able to live. I can totally live. It's just getting stuff from the grocery store. Is it not a deep dish Jets pizza? Of course it's not. Of course it's not. You know. But yeah, yes, yes. Simple stoicism today, with a little bit of simple groceries. Just keep things simple, guys. Keep it simple. Like it everything is going to be okay. There's so much going on, so many distractions, so many influences, so many things pulling us around in every single direction. Every single direction. And it's hard to find the center, which is ourself, to help us figure out what is our best course of action of moving in the right direction. So remember, make sure that you are giving yourself some time to be with yourself. Okay? Truly with yourself. And have some tea. Do a little meditation if you need to. And write in a journal. Remember, paper is always patient. Do whatever you want with it. Watch a show, unplug a little bit, get some good sleep, and stay hydrated. Like you, and yeah, guys, yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I had a lot of fun. Definitely check out those books, and yeah. Stay hydrated, and remember, everything is gonna be okay.